Girl, Sunshine Monie L. Today is 1/22/9. So we're in the day of 22. Today's the day of mastery. It's the master architect, building the foundation upon the things, focusing on the physical things in our space. We love 4 because 4 deals with chesed energy. So focusing on our imagination, how we imagine things to be, how we visualize things to be, and allowing that to create, some type of infrastructure, if you will. So bringing that non-physical, mental space into the physical with the infrastructure. The 4 being that Venusian energy of being fixed and material. We love it here, right? So today's the day of Chesed, being the master architect of your imagination. Being the master architect of taking your imagination and putting it into the physical. Hey, peace to the goddess. Thank you for liking the screen too. We love it here. So we're in the day of 22. This is a great day for my master numbers, my 1, my 11s, my 22s, and my 33s. This is a great day to master the physical and the non-physical. Today is also a great day because it is a day of 4 of my 1, 4, 7s, and 8s, being dependable, reliable, having a system infrastructure. For my 3, 6, and 9s and 5s, you guys go towards a 1, 4, 7, and 8 to give you guys that stability and structure that you desire. Peace, peace, beautiful. So, the number 4 is associated with DMV, the letters DMV. So D is fire, that's feeling, that is, action, taking action on things. The letter M is water, that's intuition, your emotions on things. And then the letter V is earth, bringing things into fruition, bringing us to that full 4 energy. Hey, 2, 3, peace to God. So we're going to take that master number 22, that 4. We're going to put it into the month of 1. This is the month of the Ketters, knowledge, intellect, taking the downloads, the Asar energy, the power to be one with all in our auric body, right? 1 also deals with Ogun, Aries energy. The gut controls the mind and everything starts with the thought, right? So we're going to take that energy of taking initiative and knowledge and intellect, and we're going to put that 4 of stability, that 4 of our imagination, our chest, and our mercy, and put it into the 1, embark on it, right? And that brings us to 5. 5 is Hera Kahuti. This is the celestial enforcer in the Sephiros or in the Netarus, however way you want to look at it. But this, 5 ultimately deals with Ogun, Aries energy. Thank you. So now we're in this space of, enforcing our celestial law, enforcing the 4, because now that we have knowledge on the 4, 4 deals with Mayat, that's chesed energy. Now we're going to enforce our internal law today, right? So 5 also deals with Leo energy, Leo ruling over the 5th house. This is confidence, courageousness, your inner creative self, tapping into your inner child energy. Either way, it's still bringing us to the fire, taking action. You know what I'm saying? So we're first in this internal law, that we have now. We're going to take that 5 of the celestial enforcer, and of course we want to manifest with it. Of course we want to give birth to it. This is the year of 9, the year of giving birth, being born. 9 brings wholeness, completion, manifesting. 9 is associated with Jupiter energy. This is the sacral chakra. 9 also deals with Yesod in the Kabbalah, which is the moon, the divine womb. So we're in the space of philanthropy, optimism, expansion. We love it here. So we're going to take that 5 of celestial enforcement, the solar plexus chakra, the Leo energy, confidence, courageousness, all that taking action, fire stuff, and we're going to give birth to that, right? Because, of course, we want it to manifest in our space. We wanted to see it to completion and fruition. So whatever it is you find yourself enforcing today that you imagine in your space, we're going to give birth to it. And what happens? You get 1 and 4 back, because this is the year of reaping what you sow. Whatever we put into the year of 9, we're going to get right back. So now we're back at 1 and 4. Now we have that knowledge, being mirrored back to us in our imagination. Your wish is my command. That's what the 9 is saying. You wanted to put the 5 up here? Bet. I'm going to give you the 1 and 4 back, which ultimately still brings you back to 5. You know what I'm saying? So today is a day of 5. You know what I'm saying? We get that 5 from having the knowledge and taking action on the things that we imagine in our space and enforcing. Today is the energy of the celestial enforcer. The letters for today is E, N, and W. E is fire, taking actions on things. The letter N is air, intellect, and W is earth, bringing it to the physical realm when we move in gratitude. I want to read the book on the Netarus with you guys. So in Comedic, this is Hera Kahuti, like I said. In Canaanite is Kamael. And the Kabbalah is Jabora, all right? Yoruba is Ogun, and Hindu Kush is Bagalamuki. This is the fifth sphere, the fifth Sephiroth. The planet that rules over this energy is Mars. The day is Tuesday, but we're doing this on the day of Eshu, so we're invoking our solar plexus chakra today, okay? The color is blood red or purple. The number is 11, that number of mastery we just spoke on because today is the day of 22. The gems are red coral or garnet. The herbs is for your bath, rampe, holly, or anamu, pine, and vencedor. The oils are pine and cedarwood, and incense is pine, tobacco, and cedarwood. The hekau is hling, Hlring. The planetary hakal, or the words of power, is ong, krang, kreen, krong. Aung, krang, kring, and kraung. Okay? The spiritual direction for today is the north. The mundane is the southeast. Now, some of the positive and negative traits on your animal spirit, which is our ninth sphere. Positive is courage manifesting as the lack of fear of bodily harm. Energetic, prudent, magnanimous, forceful, enterprising, constructive, muscularly skillful, zealous, passionate, delighted, and motivated by situations involving challenges or hard and dangerous but relatively short work. Some negative traits, hey Patrick, quarrelsome, antagonistic, pugnacious, arrogant, impetuous, rash, choleric, destructive, violent, forceful, excessive, irritable, overzealous and excessively passionate, inclined to tobacco, alcohol, murder, treason, cruelty. It's like having an overactive solar plexus chakra, basically, in a nutshell. Some mental traits, analysis, gaining insight into things by separating them into their parts through abstract analogies. Some careers or functions that may be on the forefront for today, y'all, is soldiers, fighters, warriors, executioners, butchers, slaughterers, hunters, people employed in dangerous undertakings like firemen, athletes, mechanics, surgeons, analytical theoreticians, criminal lawyers, prosecutors, policemen, shrewd and driven business executives. The spiritual function or portfolio, justice, detachment, courage, external obstructions. Let's remember that underlying all actions is the urge to succeed, which depends on following the divine law of Maya, which is what we start the day on. We start the day on a 22, it's a master day, which is Chesed, which is Maya. So we're starting with that, that urge to succeed. So now we're going to enforce it today. Our protection from all external obstructions is the domain of Herakuhudi, but all such obstructions are the external projections of the obstructed condition of our life force caused by our breaking the laws of Maya and our dealings with others. By cutting our identity off from our person and placing it firmly in ourself, the indwelling intelligence, we find the strength to be just with others in all situations. Thus, we receive the protection from the Supreme Being. It also gives us the courage to sacrifice our lives for the well-being of others. The failure to detach our identity from our persons compromises our sense of justice and our ability to grow spiritually. So, that's what we're focusing on today by setting to work through hard, energetic effort, through zeal, drive, enterprise, taking initiative, rashness, hot-headedness, arrogance, impatience, anger, violence, brutality, being guided by one's sense of power over others or by the situation, the urge to move forward, to advance, by being just, fair, courageous, by being confident and overconfident. All right. It is the charge of the immune system, the voluntary muscular elimination of toxins through the skin, focused heat production, and sexual excitement. Those are biological correspondences for today. Acute disorders like fevers, inflammations, eruptor infections and disorders, wounds, especially from guns and knives, etc. Because Ogun rules over like iron and the iron, type weapons. Burns, hemorrhage, blood, skin disorders, eczema and poxes. So comedic therapies is surgery, stimulant, tonic, aphrodisiac. Some Chinese medicine is heating, any type of heat to detoxify, draining fire, all that fun stuff. So that is from Metu Netter, Volume 1. That's the energy of the 5 today in numerology. So let's talk about the astrological astronomical report. What hockey jersey is that? Oh, the Jersey Devils. I'm from Jersey, y'all. Peace to y'all from India. Hey, Christy. Hey, Jesus. Or Jesus. My apologies. Hey, Richard. Hey, Shorts. Hey, Andon. Hey, RK Shorts. Hey, Rodrigo. Hey, Anna. Will me and Francisco see each other soon? Maybe. I hope so. Put it in your vortex. Right now, Venus is in Pisces. Anything is possible. Del Timo Verdad. I know what Verdad means. It means truth. Peace to you, Predator. Duda and Bob. Yeah, this is the Jersey Devil hockey. So we're starting the day off with a 46% Juan and Gibbous. Sorry, excuse me, Juan and Crescent moon. So now we're in that moon of cleansing, but now we're cleansing intangible things out of our space, like mindsets and behaviors, attitudes, just things that don't serve us anymore, but they're not in the physical, they're in the non-physical. All right. Moon rising at 1:02 a.m. and setting at 11:17 a.m. Tropically as well as draconic, we are in Scorpio, so our mind and soul are in alignment with being in that place of transformation, building and destroying, reserve, power, telling the truth, like gossiping in a gossipy sense, power couples, sexuality. So in our mind and our auric body, that solar plexus chakra, how balanced we are in that solar plexus chakra is definitely going to be a main component there. Now, in our energy exchanges in the Vedic or the constellation chart, the moon starts off the day at a 12 degree in Libra. 1 and 2, knowledge and wisdom that brings understanding of those Libra scales, right? Making sure the physical and the non-physical are balanced. Okay, so the Libra kind of is like, Libra stars and Scorpio stars are pretty much, together. Those constellations are in alignment. Hey, Caroline, peace to the goddess. But yeah, bringing the non-physical to the physical. This is the Swati nakshatra, and this is the 15th nakshatra out of the 27 lunar mansions. This goes from 6 degrees Libra to 20 degrees Libra. It's ruled by Rahu, which is the north node, and associated with the deity Vayu, the god of the wind. Swati is considered a nakshatra of independence, flexibility, adaptability, and personal freedom. It is also connected to communication, movement, and exploration. Um, the position in Libra connects Swati to aesthetics, artistic, and social qualities, but the influence of Rahu brings an emphasis on freedom, individuality, and adaptability. The symbol is a single sword, which represents independent strength and the ability to cut through obstacles. It suggests an energy that is self sufficient and willing to move forward on its own path, yet also has the flexibility to adapt to changing circumstances. Hey, Sojourner. The deity associated with Swati is Vayu, which is the god of the wind. And Vayu symbolizes movement, freedom, breath, and the element of air. And this energy is about adaptability and change. As wind moves freely and cannot be easily captured or controlled, Vayu represents the flow of life and the ability to change direction swiftly, which is, the central to Swati's nature. Peace, Rodrigo. Rahu, which is the north node of the moon, rules Swati, which brings a dynamic, transformative, and unpredictable quality to the nakshatra. Rahu is associated with disruption, illusion, and the breaking of boundaries, which fits well with Swati's energy of exploration and freedom. Rahu gives Swati individuality, self expression, and a pursuit of personal goals, but it also can lead to a sense of restlessness or a lack of direction, not properly grounded. Some positive traits of this nakshatra: Swati is associated with independence, flexibility, and the ability to adapt to new environments or situations. People with strong Swati influences are often free spirited, charismatic, and open minded, capable of learning quickly and adjusting to changes without losing their inner strength. It is the nakshatra of exploration and movement, both physically and intellectually. Some negative traits of this nakshatra, or the shadow side, this can manifest itself as restlessness, distraction, or lack of commitment. People with a strong Swati influence may feel inclined to avoid responsibility or may experience confusion regarding their long term direction. There can also be an inclination towards instability or lack of rootedness, as Swati's energy encourages movement and change, often at the cost of deeper commitments. Okay, so independence and freedom, adaptability and movement, change. All of that is heavy here, which is cool because, like I said, tropical and draconic, we are in Scorpio, which is all about change and transformations. High highs make low lows. The goal is to be the homeostasis in the middle. While in our Vedic scales, we are, Vedic scales. In the Vedic chart on the Libra scales, we are dealing with the balance of the two, right? Sunrise at 7:15 a.m. and will be setting at 5:06 p.m. On our tropical chart, which is our mental, how we think things are, which we now know is in alignment with the draconic chart of the sun, which rules over our experiences, right? Our experiences right now is in 2 degrees Aquarius. Okay, finding that balance, justice, truth, and society in the fourth house. The fourth house deals with home and family, your sense of belonging, compassion, and nurturing self. in the Hindu calendar, this is the energy of Kumbha, uh, air element. The ruling planet is Graha or Saturn, and Uranus when we're referring to modern astrology. Some of the traits are being innovative, independent, idealistic, and humanitarian. Aquarians are known for their originality, forward thinking ideas, and desire to improve society. Okay, we're in this energy till about February 18th on the tropical scale in our thought process. The ruling deity is Lord Shiva, the Lord of Time, and Lord Vishnu. The attributes, Aquarius is often associated with the innovative and humanitarian aspects of Lord Vishnu, who preserves and nurtures the cosmic order. However, Shiva, as the Lord of Time and Transformation, also governs Aquarius' connection to the future and unconventionality. Now, all that's going on in our mindset, because that's the tropical, that's the zodiacs, right? And the actual events of things, the constellations, the sun is still in Capricorn. It's actually in 7 degrees Capricorn at that. So still in that kind of like the Libra scales, because whether we're dealing with the 2, which is associated with Mayat, or the second, Mayat with the balance, or we're dealing with the 7, which is Libra house. Either way, we're dealing with the balance of the physical, the non-physical, the emotional and the logical, spirit and the body, you know what I'm saying? So we're still dealing with the balance of that in both of these degrees. So we're dealing with that on the internal side of the root chakra, which is our connection with society, and also on the external side of the root chakra, which is Capricorn, which is the infrastructure and authority and the challenges you experience that give you the discipline and the order that you need for survival, right? So we're dealing a lot with the physical, non-physical alignments of our root chakra. So being at 77 degrees in Capricorn in our experiences, we are in the Makara energy, which is associated with Earth and Saturn, of course. The traits of this energy is being disciplined, ambitious, practical, and patient. Capricorns are hardworking and value structure, stability, and success. They're often focused on long-term goals. The ruling deity is Shani. Saturn is associated with discipline, hard work, and material success, which mirrors Capricorn's determined, responsible, and ambitious nature. Shani teaches life lessons through patience and perseverance. So keeping that in mind. As far as the nakshatra goes, we're in the Uttada Shada nakshatra. As far as being in this constellation at the degree that we're at. And just, to give you a little bit of light on that. Hold on. I'm going to scroll up to the page. Excuse me. This is the 21st nakshatra in Vedic astrology. This goes from 26 degrees Sagittarius to 10 degrees Capricorn. So we have about 3 more days with the sun giving us these nakshatra like experience, being the Vishwa Devas, which are the universal, symbolized by the plank of the bed or the elephant tusk. It brings off the energy of, first we're shifting from the Sagittarius energy, philosophical and expansive energy, and then right now, because we're in the Capricorn degrees, we're in a space of practicality, discipline, and ambition. We are kind of, I guess, if it's, each nakshatra is like 13 degrees, and the 13 degrees is divided by 4 because there's 4 padas. So we're like in the 4th pada of this nakshatra. And as I start expanding myself on the nakshatras, I'll start like talking more about the padas, but I'm not there yet. With the mathematics, I'm not on mathematics level with it yet, so give me grace. All right. But the ruling planet is the sun, and it's bringing the characteristics of leadership, authority, and a strong sense of self. Noble energy, focusing on high purpose and great achievement, strength, perseverance, and the ability to push through challenges to reach your goal. So that's the energy that we're having in our experiences with the sun being in this lunar mansion in that constellation realm. Now, Mars and Pollux are in conjunction. That's going to happen this morning at 11:10 a.m. Mars will be 2.4 degrees south. Pollux, isn't that a star in the Gemini constellation? It is. So Mars is going to move back to the Gemini constellation at 8:05 a.m. this morning. So while our mindset is still on Mars and Cancer being debilitated there in retrograde in the 9th house of expansion, abundance, ninth house is the Sagittarius house for an interaction and all stuff like that. So like we're really like nurturing our motivation, our what gets us going with triggers. So it's more like introspection happening in our mind. our actual energy exchanges are we want to move towards the community, communication, intellect, learning, writing. That's all Gemini energy, right? Being flexible while still being, focused. Being focused during the flexibility is definitely a key for that Gemini energy, y'all. My Mars is in Gemini, so I'm having my little Mars return real quick. But my Mars is not in retrograde, so there's that. But just, remember that Mars is in retrograde. So while you guys may be feeling this shift in your solar plexus chakra, which is really cool because we are in a day of 5, and 5 is ruled by Mars. And, 5 deals with the Herakuhuti energy, the celestial enforcer. And right now, our celestial enforcer is on a slowdown and is slowing down into our community and communication. And like a Tri-City area, your family, like siblings, cousins, people you go to school with, people that lived in your neighborhood, like, that kind of energy is the Gemini relationship. So we have Mars doing the conjunctions and sitting in Gemini in our energy exchanges, while our mindset, remember, the mindset is still on introspection. So while you're having these energy exchanges, observe and report. Okay. The moon is current will be at 6 degrees Scorpio in the 3rd house. This is the zodiac energy. So this is our mindset, our nurturing space, being in that space of transformation business in the 3rd house, which is the Gemini house, kind of giving us that third eye vibe of what's going on with Mars and Gemini. And then Vesta is going to be 7 degrees Scorpio, 3rd house. Vesta is the asteroid that rules over our passion. Hey, Trap, what are we passionate about? You know what I'm saying? Like psychologically speaking, when you're engaging in sexual activity, there's certain neurotransmitters that go off in your brain, right? And so when you're engaging in certain activities, these same neurotransmitters will go off in your brain. So that's what Vesta rules over. Like, what gives you that same amount of passion? I'll let you in a little secret. My Vesta is in Gemini. Can you tell? So, right now the moon is over there in Scorpio with Vesta. What are you passionate about in the realms of business, sensuality? Pluto deals with sex, transformations. Did I say business already? Empowerment. What gets you going? Because Pluto also rules over the solar plexus chakra, right? Pallas is at 20 degrees in Capricorn in the 5th house. And Fortune is at 21 degrees in a Capricorn in the 5th house. Pallas is the genius-like qualities in yourself that you like to overlook so much. It's in that space of finding balance and harmony in your cipher, right? It's in that 5th house of the inner child. Capricorn is the challenges. So like your inner child wanted to be something when it grew up, right? And it created, and it was so many challenges, so much discouragement. I give you an example, like for me, right? I always wanted to get into psychology. I had so many interests. Like I wanted to go the route of being like a forensic psychologist and doing therapy for serial killers. I don't know why, I'm fascinated by their mindsets. Or like, I also wanted to be a doctor and I wanted to be president of the United States. All these different things I wanted to be, right? And so I always get that feedback. Like when I was a kid, psychology wasn't a big thing. So it was just like, oh, there's no jobs there. There's no future outlook there. When I want to get into artistry, being an artist, making music, I've been making music since I was a child. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, there's no money there, starving artist kind of energy. So just giving you guys like that transparent example, that's like an example of like Capricorn in the 5th house. It's like the challenges and the pushback that kind of like, give you a different understanding, of that, your childhood, like, challenges that come into that childhood space. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll be over there in a little bit when I finish, Trap. I got you. Yeah, you could ask me something, Nation. But yeah, so Fortune is saying, so Fortune and Pallas being together is saying there's a lot of things in your space that you've been overlooking. You know what I'm saying? And if you allow yourself to really like embrace those things that your inner child wanted to be, you can gain access to your fortune because your inner child already knew what you were supposed to come here and do. You know what I'm saying? Your inner child already knew that. And today we also enter the energy. Oh, well, that's it for the astrological report. We got those lineups happening there. Now we're as far as the calendar goes, we are in the month of TB. This is from January 9th to February 7th, and I'm gonna read about that a little bit. What sign is a good match for a male Sagittarius? So you have Sagittarius experiences, because I'm sure you're referring to your sun sign. Your sun sign is your experiences. It's your so then you want to get into your moon sign, which is who you are at your comfort zone. How do you like to be nurtured, and how do you like to nurture other people? That's the sign you really want to get into if you're looking for your partner. You want to get into your sun sign, your Venus, because that's, attraction and stuff like that. Mars, if you're a very sexually driven individual or whatever. And that the physical attributes and stuff like that is your Mars placement. And then your org body, which you actually are attracting, your magnet, is your rising. You know what I'm saying? So the connection of those. Mercury is also how you communicate. How do you want somebody to communicate with you? But for the sake of conversation right here, right now, I do suggest you get up with me. Email me, lesnobodies@gmail.com, or inbox me on Instagram at Sunshine, Monieel, Sunshine Monie L, so that we can do an actual heart chakra reading. And I can help you with finding a good match for yourself. But for the sake of this particular conversation, to give you a quick answer, you would want someone that has that has intellectual experiences, because Sagittarians like to travel. They're very expansive, optimistic, open-minded. So you would either want someone who is going to ground you, and still give you like that love energy, like I would say like a Taurus. They're fixed earth. They give you the groundedness, the practicality to your expansion and things, but they still are centered around love. You know what I'm saying? I might go around. No, I don't like that. No, that didn't feel good. I Yeah, Taurus was the easiest one for me to give you, baby. Maybe a Capricorn, maybe. Thinking about a female in this realm. I would say Cancer, but I don't see you being a good fit for a Cancer, but I do see a Cancer being a good fit for you. But thank you, Mellow Fellow. But yeah, just for your experiences, I would go with a Taurus for you. Definitely. I wouldn't go near any other fires just because I don't know where your Mercury or your Venus is at, or your moon. Um, yeah, that's the safest for me, for you. I hope that helped. But you gotta be careful with a Taurus, because they do like a sense of consistency. So if you're willing to provide that level of consistency that they need, and be, the expansion abundance, they will give you the grounding that you need as well. All right, so let's get into the month of TB. This is the season of Peret. So on the ancient Kemetic calendar, we get 3 seasons a year. Each season gets four months. Each month gets 30 days. Each 30 days is divided into 10-day weeks, which we like to call decans, okay? We are currently in the third decan of the month. This is the decan of understanding and expression. We're standing under the first decan of the knowledge, the second decan of the wisdom, that was the exercise of the knowledge. All right. The month of TB, it falls between January 9th to February 7th on the Gregorian calendar. The ruling deity is Isis, which is the goddess of fertility and magic. The characteristics, beginning of the planting season as the water levels recede, marking the transition of inundation to growth, because this season goes from January to May. So by the end of the season of Peret, we will have the flowers blooming and growing, and it's fun, and we love it here, right? We are in the month of Tevet on the Hebrew calendar. So let's talk about Tevet a little bit, especially for my new people. Now, for some of you guys that come in, you're like, oh my God, we talk about this every day. Yeah, we do. Repetition is key here. That way, by the end of this month, you guys can spit it out. You know what I'm saying? Just as well as hopefully I'll be able to spit it out. So Tevet is the month. It means good. We're in Tevet until January 29th, which is when we get into the Lunar New Year. The Lunar New Year essentially is the second new moon after the winter solstice, okay? The key holidays of Tevet is the 10th of Tevet, which is a fast day commemorating the siege of Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar, hey goddess. And on the 1st of Tevet is when Esther was crowned Queen of Persia. The spiritual meaning of this month is contemplation and reflection. Despite the associations with hardship, it also holds the potential for spiritual growth and repentance, divine grace, righteousness, and transformation. It is also a time for reflection, asking for God's vision, and building resilience. So the key words for the month of Tevet is hardship, reflection, and growth. So for those of you guys that's feeling that, that's what you're feeling. Greetings. Peace, peace to the goddess. And then getting into the planetary forecast page, this year of 9 has been brought to us by 2025. That's wisdom in our cipher and wisdom in our power. So last month we got to deal with, can you stop? So last month we got to deal with Mayat really heavy. In the year of 8, all those transformations were brought to us by, wisdom in our cipher and wisdom in our foundation of things. 2s and 4s all dealing with Mayat. So now we're in a space where we're actually enforcing that energy of Mayat. You know what I'm saying? In our intellect and our balance, truth and righteousness, and we move in gratitude. A lot of people, we saw last year, people were getting sentenced and jailed, and a lot of truths were coming out and things were being unraveled. So in this year, it's a lot of enforcing, okay, so now that these truths are being outed and stuff like that, what are we doing with them? You know what I'm saying? How are we going to treat them? And that's what we're dealing with this 2025, okay? This is also considered the year of gold, being passionate, interesting, and faithful people, attracting many people, being generous, kind, and having long-lasting relationships. The love of luxury and spending money is heavy here, and ambition and willpower brings us into the fact that we're in the energy of Jubilee. We're in the year of Jubilee, which is really cool. We are in West African horoscope. We're in the Baobab season. This goes from January 4th to February 3rd. Being firm, stable, strong, and invincible. Having the resources to conquer, resist, and resilience. So confidence, integrity, honesty, reflection, and cleverness. And living a well-structured and prosperous life are definitely keys during this season, especially in the wintertime. Jesus Christ. If you don't have a structure during the wintertime, it's very difficult for survival. These are things we need to start pre-planning in the summer and the fall. Like when we used to make everything in alignment with agriculture, it was easier. Like we learn about these full moons and these new moons and the names, but are we really like absorbing what the names, the names alignment with agriculture? Because you have to start thinking about yourself like a garden. Start thinking about yourself like flora. And as you're treating, the soil and stuff like that, that's how you should treat yourself. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wow. You really are saying some profound things that's hitting home. You have a gift. Thank you. I do my best, Daniel. I appreciate you. The otter is the horoscope for Native American calendar. This is the butterfly clan, which is air energy, is intellect. This goes on from January 20th to February 18th, so we just entered in this energy. Demand bliss and help during the season. Help me. Invite us to behave like children, which is heavy with Aquarius energy. Having fun and accept the flow of life, strength to smooth out any circumstances. Now, we're still in the energy of the wood dragon. We'll be in the wood dragon until January 29th when we experience that next new moon. But right now we're in a space of power, luck, making good use of our environment, and having an intuitive sense of timing so success will not be difficult to attain, which is really cool because it's a really dope leeway to enter in the energy of the wood snake, which requires us to have plans laid out and be very methodical, because to be impulsive in the year of the snake is not going to do well for us. Please have a plan before we get there. We got 7 more days, y'all. 1 more week before the Lunar New Year. Set up your plan. I know you have one. I believe in you. So in the energy, like the week that we actually enter the energy of Moot today. We're in Moot from today until the 31st of the month. Being goal-oriented, protective, loving, parent, mother of the world, because Moot is like the that figure that you see that's going over everybody with the stars and inside. Sensitive, affectionate, loyal, focused, and generous. That's the energy. So it's the mother in the stars. Ashe, Ashe. So in the day that we are in, let's go back to the Hebrew calendar. We are in Yom Revi, which means 4th day. Hebrew calendar is pretty straightforward. 1st day, 2nd day, 3rd day. We in the 4th day, y'all. 4th day is Wednesday. Yom Revi, that's what it means. The spiritual significance: on the 4th day, God created the sun, moon, and stars to give light to the earth and to separate the day from the night. This is Genesis 1:14-19. This day is associated with illumination, guidance, and order. The 4th day symbolizes the idea of balance between opposites, such as light and darkness, and is often also associated with the duality of life in the world. Okay? Hey, Eshu. Happy day, Eshu. Yom Revi, the keys for today is illumination, guidance, and balance. As far as the Hindu calendar, this is the day of Budvar. Lord Vishnu and Lord Mercury rule this day. The characteristics: Lord Vishnu is the preserver of the universe in the Trimurti and represents qualities of wisdom, knowledge, and compassion. Mercury, the planet of intellect, communication, and reasoning, is linked to Lord Vishnu's nurturing and preserving aspects. Some associated activities. Wednesday is a day of devotion to Lord Vishnu, and it is particularly auspicious for reciting Vishnu's names or reading the Vishnu Sahasranama. Some people observe fasting or meditation to seek wisdom, prosperity, and success in intellectual pursuits, okay? Like 8, my current reading. Oh, okay. That's what you got? You got an 8? Thank you for the compliment, Ali. I appreciate it. Newbie Ray, what's up with you? Love your work. Greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you for always showing up. That's love. You know, I don't think you guys realize how much that means to me when y'all show up. And it makes me feel like I'm not doing this in vain. So thank you guys. So getting back into the forecast page, we are in the day of the throat chakra. This is the Vishuddha, which is the pure element. It rules over the mouth, tongue, ears, neck, the throat, you know, that area. The thyroid, the parathyroid. The throat chakra rules over expression, communication, invocation, integrity, morals. Hum is the Hikau. 741 hertz for my sound creators. That's the frequency to listen to. The color blue, 490 to 450 nm. E note for my musicians. Sing is another Hikau. The long O vowel sound for my Reiki healers. Now, when you're doing Reiki or, you know, healing, and you like to imagine yourself like activating your chakra, it would be an inverted pyramid. You know, shade of blue, inverted pyramid. You could do the O or the hum, or what is the other one? Sing. Those are the ones. Ether is the element. So, you know, Mercury rules over Gemini energy, which is the Beji twins. Now we're dealing with Sebek. Whether you're dealing, and that's the internal side of the throat chakra. So how focused you are in your mindset, your intellect, because you know Gemini rules over swords. This is information, right? So the goal is to be balanced in your information, right? Sebek deals with opposing forces, being left brain, celestial technicians, labeling. You know, in the Kabbalah, Mercury is more so associated with the solar plexus chakra because we enforce what we know, right? On the external side of the throat chakra is Virgo, which is the energy of the harvest, bringing things in the physical. So how balanced your swords are determines how balanced your pinnacles will be. You know what I'm saying? Again, still associated with high splendor because Mercury rules both over Gemini and Virgo energy. So it's the same. It's the same sphere or Sephiroth. Doesn't matter. So that's there. So if you guys are ready, and are you guys ready for the planetary hour? Getting through these pretty well. I'm starting to get used to these. I'm not tripping over my words anymore. We love it here. Hey, Smooch. Yay. All right, let's talk about the planetary hour, y'all. Let me fix myself. So we could start with the hours of Mercury because, of course, we start the hours of Mercury at midnight. So, hey Josh, the hours of Mercury are 12 a.m. to 1 a.m., 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., and 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mercury is a great time for writing, traveling, communication, trade for my traders in the back. Mercury is a great time for like utilizing your intellectual self and your skills in business. Right now, to remind you guys, Mercury is over there in Capricorn and our thoughts. So getting all that intellect and all those things that we need in that space when it comes to our infrastructure, our authority, who we giving authority to. You know, some of you guys like to give authority to people, places, things, situations, and ideas outside of yourself. Some of you guys are learning to give authority to yourself. And in that process of that, it's a lot of responsibility that comes with that. A lot of things you need to learn, whichever one you choose. You know what I'm saying? And our energy exchanges that actually happening, Mercury is sitting over there in Sagittarius. So abundance, expansion, foreign interactions, you know what I'm saying? Those are big keys right now. So communicating with other people outside of your culture, having an optimistic attitude, being in joy. That's where we want. That's where we're at, okay? It is in the third house. So Mercury is in its home house in Gemini. community coming to you based upon what you're learning about. So I will be transparent with you again. An example is like, with my goals, I have, like I told you guys, my Vesta is in Gemini. I have a desire to do what I'm doing here with you guys. I want to do it on a grander scale in bigger rooms. I want to be an energy, I want to give energy awareness presentations, you know what I'm saying, to big rooms. And so I want to be around people that are already successful in being public speakers, keynote speakers, I want to be around business owners. I want to be around people that have money because I want to have money. These are the things that and that is all in alignment with invoking in the third house because Mercury deals with invocation. We are in a day of invocation, invoking the things that we want in our space. So if anybody knows anybody I should be shaking hands with, come on now. Don't keep it to yourself. Help me, please. We in the season of help. The hours of the moon is from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 3 to 4 p.m., and 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. So the moon is dealing a lot with introspection, nurturing yourself, meditation, just going inward, dealing with your third eye, emotions. Emotional work is heavy here too, and that emotional reflection, because some of y'all be tripping, and y'all need to reflect on that. Write about it in your diary. The moon right now is in Scorpio and our thought process of things. So introspection on your power, transformation, your sexual self. Some of y'all up here having the dreams, having the delusions. I won't get too detailed with it. Anyway, the moon, as far as our experiences, our energy exchanges go, you'll find your nurturing spaces over there. And Libra, law, justice, truth, and righteousness, interpersonal relationships where you have your bonds and your contracts, as well as, marriages. Some of you guys need to wait for marriage. Saturn hours are for 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. So right now we're in our Saturn hour. 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., and then 11 p.m. to midnight, of course, because we start Jupiter at 12 a.m. So Saturn is dealing with hard work, some challenges that come into our space. Dealing with how we plan out our long-term goals is heavy for Saturn as well. Focus, serious reflection on the hard work. Saturn does not like to play. All right. So some of you guys might be there right now in your mental space. To remind you, Saturn is over there in Pisces. So the things we want to imagine in our space, the law, justice, and truth, we're creating some sense of authority and infrastructure there, right? Long-term planning with the things that we imagine and we want to have in our space. That's Saturn. Jupiter hours are from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then at midnight we start Thursday in Jupiter. Now, Jupiter also deals with long-term planning, but where Saturn focuses on the limitations and the restrictions, Jupiter brings in the intellect of the expansion, how you could expand in these different spaces, the solutions to some of the limitations and restrictions. Jupiter also deals with studying, wisdom from the oracle and sages, being generous, doing some type of something for the utopia planning that we all seem to have, like this aligned mindset on the utopia where everybody deserves to have at least the basic resources of life equally. I think out of everything we could at least agree on that much, right? Jupiter, it lets us expand on how to achieve that in some type of way. Jupiter right now is sitting in Gemini, giving us that expansion and abundance in our community, our communication, that light traveling, those relationships in our Tri-City area, that familial connection and stuff like that. Expansion in our throat chakra, our mindset, the swords. And we know that Mars is making its way, moving backwards. So they're both kind of in the same, energies right now, with your ambition and motivation. Jupiter is sitting over there in the 8th house too, so being empowered by your community is a big thing here too. So find your tribe, all that I want to be by myself and separating yourself from other people, the isolation, that won't really do well for you in this season and how the planets are moving, especially our outer planets. The outer planets are calling us to be more expansive in our imagination and with our vortex and utilizing our ability to manifest, as well as connecting with other people. Keep that in mind, all right? Jupiter in the expansion and abundance and our sense of priorities, value, what we value, business and facets of love, and being optimistic in those spaces. That'll definitely help you in attracting the community that you need, and also your intellect, what you find yourself studying on. If you allow yourself to remain optimistic in what you can have, what your heart chakra will allow you to have. Like if you wanna fall in love in Paris, then fall in love in Paris. You know what I'm saying? Allow yourself to learn about the things that will get you to Paris. You know what I'm saying? I need to learn the price ticketing and about the Airbnbs and the culture and woo woo wop and what's the weather like? What am I going to pack in my, like, allow yourself to get all the intellect you need to have so that you can have that reality you're asking for. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's too big, because Venus is also sitting over there in Pisces, and we'll get to Venus momentarily. We're not there yet. Let's talk about Mars first. The hours of Mars is from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., and then 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Now, Mars deals with like assertive, hard work. Whenever I think of Mars, I think of like physical activity, aggression, energy, being methodical about what motivates you and what's going to trigger you and what you're ambitious about, strengthening your willpower. All of that is Mars energy. And like I told you guys in the beginning, because Mars is making some pretty big trends today, Mars is sitting over there in our mindset. DJ, sheesh, what's up with you? In our mindset, Mars is sitting over there in Cancer in the ninth house. So it's all about nurturing our solar plexus chakra in our thought process, having introspection on what really motivates us. A lot of things that used to motivate you guys is not doing it for you anymore, and that's okay. Now, we were dealing with Mars and Cancer constellation, all up until now. Lots of new beginnings happening in our home and family. Unfortunately, a lot of people were dealing with Mars and Cancer like deliberately with their houses being on fire, like myself. Um, but now Mars is moving back into Gemini. Hopefully communities don't burn up in flames, but new beginnings to the communities, right? Because a lot of people had to move, a lot of people have been displaced, a lot of people are moving in with family members, old friends, old neighborhoods they were trying to move away from, so now it's a lot of new beginnings happening to the movement that people had to engage in, because of the Mars and Cancer. I hate to say this, but Mars will eventually go prograde and return back to Cancer and repeat those degrees. So, let's just breathe for a second. The sun. The sun's hours are from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., and then 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now, the sun deals with like physical activity too, but not always as like rigorous as Mars energy, right? The sun represents your vitality, your creativity, your self-expression, leadership skills, things that require, your self-confidence, willing to engage in your actual experiences around you, right? And we know sun in our mindset as well as in our Draconic chart, the sun is in Aquarius, dealing with revolutionary energy, society, being unique. Electronic communication is a big one here too. So, taking like initiative, experiencing those experiences in that realm is heavy here. What house is the sun in? The house is in the fourth house, so still in that energy of Cancer, nurturing home and family, introspection, nurturing, society, nurturing, that root chakra energy and our energy exchanges. Last but certainly not least, we have Venus sitting in the hours. Venus hours are 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., and 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Now, Venus deals with your heart chakra. It's the facets of business and love, what you prioritize, what you seek value in, beauty and harmony. For my artists, this is a great time for creation of beautiful things, aesthetic work. Romantic activities is great during these hours as well. Might run into a Libra or a Taurus during these hours, you never know. Or if you have, those placements somewhere, that's probably where you'll feel, that Venusian energy being invoked. To remind you guys, Venus is sitting over there in Pisces energy. So, our vortex, our heart chakra is really gravitating to what we imagine, what we want in our space. You know what I'm saying? Our chesed, our reading the book The Secret was very much in divine alignment to these Piscean placements between Saturn and Venus being in Pisces, really allowing us to find some type of infrastructure and bringing, what our heart chakra wants to attract us to into our physical experience. And we move in gratitude for those alignments in Pisces, helping us to materialize what we visualize, right? We love to actualize our visualizations. So those are the planetary hours for you guys. I'm going to hit y'all with a collective reading. Why is people emailing me and inboxing me at 3 o'clock in the morning? What is going on? Go to bed. Get out my inbox. I love y'all, but shit. Yeah. What hour did I say we were in? Cause what's happening? We're in 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. Oh, we in Saturn. I guess people are planning and organizing and chatting wherever Saturn is at in their charts. So, hey love, peace. Welcome. You came just in time for the collective reading. So, I guess it's just like continuing the work. I still see that energy. Nothing too much different. You know what I'm saying? Hey Nick, peace to the guy. You know, Earth being stable, doing the stable things. You know what I'm saying? Slow and steady wins the race. You know, slow planning, organizing, realizing things will not come into fruition entirely until we are in Oh, our pentagram is gone, y'all. That was quick. Our pentagram moved into a what's a face? An hourglass. Interesting. Still connecting the Mars to the Uranus and Mercury to Neptune. So those are our 4 points for the hourglass. But for my Earth babies, you guys are getting progressive pushes. You have Uranus over there in Taurus giving you progressive pushes in your reality and what you prioritize. You guys got what? The North Node going back and forth between Libra and the South Node going back and forth between Libra and Virgo. So the things that you guys have gotten comfortable with in your daily routine and stuff, we're going into new beginnings with that energy. And then Capricorn has Mercury here, has the Fortune here, and Pluto. So transformations is happening there for you guys heavy. So a lot of progressive pushes for you Earth babies. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that you guys had been valuing and keeping to the forefront and stuff, it's not going to matter to you like in a few in some time. You're going to see like a change of mind and a change of heart. You're going to realize how much certain things that you guys were holding to in such a high regard, it's just not that important. It's not the central focus anymore. It's nice, but it's not going to stay the central focus. For air, you got Jupiter in Gemini giving you guys the expansion and the abundance and the generosity. Philanthropy is really heavy here in the community, right? Also, you have the Black Moon Lilith as well as the South Node happening over there in Libra energy. So, creating some like primordial energy in the law, justice, truth, and righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of like, I don't know why Rita Repulsa came to my head. But like, kind of like it's like a dark feminine energy happening. Like Mayat not being happy. You know what I'm saying? Callie wants justice, but Callie doesn't go through justice from like a white witch point of view. Callie will bite your head off. Callie cuts heads off and drinks the blood. It's kind of that kind of vibe. Like, I'm doing this for good, but I'm about to do some nut shit to do it for good. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that kind of thing going on. And that is divinely aligned. Hey, Trigger. As far as what is it? Aquarius goes, of course, we have the sun sitting over Aquarius, giving us those experiences, letting us experience society. Electronic communication is a big thing, front stage center. So a lot of different information, communities being, community energy exchanges happening through these screens. I know a lot of people that are nowhere near Aquarius things, they don't really understand, overstand, or understand the connections here on electronic communication, but these different sun and Aquarius experiences will do just that. Now, as far as water goes, water placements, you guys have Mars there, so paying attention to your motivation, your ambition, your triggers would get you angry. Physical activity is big for my water babies. You also have Neptune, giving you that, Neptune is home space and Pisces at that. So imagining the things, Venus and Saturn actualizing your imagination. So you guys really going towards the things that y'all want. Like I said, it's time to do the work. That's why Mars is sitting over there in water energy. That's why you have Saturn and Venus over there, actualizing where your water is and putting you in spaces where you have to experience it. And then that's also why you have Mercury, Fortune, and no. I lied to you. I lied to you. My bad. Rewind. You have the moon over there giving you that introspect as well. So you guys, being called to do the work, you know, a lot of things that's over there pulling on your spiritual self is being actualized in your energy exchanges. So we done did earth, air, water. Let's talk about fire. Fire and Leo, you don't have anything sitting there. You got the 10th house though. So tapping into your Tippereth, your confidence and your courageous self, that is, you know, where the success is at, definitely. So again, coming back to that Venus and Pisces, y'all, what makes y'all happy? It's like, yo, why the fuck are y'all so scared to do what makes y'all happy? Like, who's gonna beat your ass? Y'all done got, like, y'all brag about how y'all parents used to drag y'all, beat y'all in the sleep, hit y'all with switches and belts, but y'all don't want to recognize how much that stagnated you guys. Your throat chakra is closed the fuck up. Your solar plexus chakra is closed up. You don't believe that you are allowed to feel joy. You know, we don't have to be angry at our parents anymore, but let's grow up, okay? Do what makes you happy. Nobody's going to beat your ass. Nobody's here to beat you or punish you. You know, go back to that inner child energy or whatever, right? What does your inner child want to do or be? How did that inner child want to live? You know what I'm saying? You know, don't allow, especially these robots and these trolls and these people up here saying this nut stuff all day on this internet stuff. Like, don't allow anybody to be the authority over your root chakra and give them the power of creating some type of limitation or restriction in the things that you want. That's not fair to you. You are the one in your vessel. This is your energy. This is your life. You think when you ascend that suddenly the things that you want are going to go away? No. Now you have all this unfinished business. Now you're a ghost haunting a house. You can't move on because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. Like, come on now. Don't be that guy. Don't be that energy trying to reincarnate and possess people because you don't know how to leave and all that. Don't do all of that. That is so, we yawn at people like that because you should have did what you wanted to do when you was here. Why you wait till you die? Now you want to possess people and possess houses and stuff. Like, come on now. So in this space and time, like, grow up with your energy. You deserve it. You deserve to have the things that you want. And it's like when you go into your lane, you'll be so surprised how fast things come to you, how fast the support comes to you. Like, oh, like, come on now. Like, you already know. You already know. Wonder why? Because you're listening to your vortex. You're listening to that heart chakra. You're letting your heart and your gut and your mind lead the way. And it's putting you exactly where you're supposed to be energetically. It's like science. It's like when you have the atoms, right? And they have like the valence electrons, right? And I'm only supposed to have 8 electrons on my outer, and I only have space for 8 electrons, and maybe I got 6. Why the hell would I try to line up with somebody who only has 1 to offer me? Like, I'm missing an electron spot. Come on now, don't do me like that. I need the 2. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, you got certain chemicals that just not supposed to go together. Like, you know, they bond together. You know, magnet. You're an electromagnet. How many different ways I gotta put this? You're an electromagnetic being. Your magnet is not supposed to attract to all the other stuff. And by you forcing yourself, because we live in this world that's cookie cutter, you know, you guys are supposed to have certain kind of jobs, certain kind of income, and certain kind of responsibilities. You're supposed to live in the same house forever, and you know, you're supposed to be with the same person and do everything forever, ever. Like, bro, if your magnet is not attracting to those things, stop forcing your magnet to attract things. So you're just sitting there with these 2 magnets, like, going around each other, not really fitting, and you could feel that. Can't you feel it when you try to put those 2 magnets together that don't want to be together? You could feel that energy, and you're going to keep feeling that energy. And you know what it feels like? It feels like depression. It feels like sadness. It feels like I want to kill myself, and you don't want to kill yourself. What you're really asking for is transformation in your experiences. But you would rather go that route of indoctrination, of actually killing yourself, than providing yourself with that empowering transformation. You're misusing your Pluto. You're misusing your 8s. You're misusing your Scorpius energy. That's all I got to say. Okay? I have a strange beauty. Jeez, thanks, I guess. But that's what I got for y'all. Like, allow these progressive pushes to come to you guys. Like, you deserve it. Who else? Sagittarius in the second house. There's no placements there. Well, if you know, there's not really too much of anything in any of these fire signs except for Aries, which has Chiron there, which is how we transmute our wounds into a superpower. Coming back to what I literally just said, your parents can't beat you no more. And when they were beating you, they were not beating you to beat your dreams out of you, to beat your goals or your confidence or your courageousness out of you. You know what I'm saying? So have a different mindset on that root chakra. Do that shadow work. You know what I'm saying? Um, Transmute those wounds into a strength. That's what you're really supposed to do. You're not supposed to sit around crying, wearing different colors of beige and ugly shades of blue, you know, singing, listening to slow, small violins, crying about the things you've been through. You're supposed to say, yo, I've been through these things. Write a book, be a public speaker, advocate for other children, women, men that are going through the things that you went through. You know what I'm saying? Be a leader, be a philanthropist, be a community builder. You know what I'm saying? Be be something expanded and abundant in those wounds. You know what I'm saying? That's the best thing you could do. That's the best thing you could be. I've been through so many crazy energy exchanges, and I always was trying to wonder, like, bro, why do these people treat me like this? Why is this like this? Why are they bullying me? Why does this lady not like me? Why is like why? Like always thinking about my energy exchanges. And once I started to get a grasp on them on a scientific level, on a spiritual level, now that's what I do. I'm an energy awareness coach. Let me tell you why. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you some examples as to what is going on energetically, scientifically, psychologically, spiritually, astrologically, numerologically. I can give it all to you. Whatever jargon fits best in your mindset, I can do that now. I transmuted my wounds into a strength. You know what I'm saying? You could do it too. Allow yourself to do it though. If you're walking around and you being scared and what they gonna think about me, what so and so gonna say about me, how much money I'ma make, what if my lights get cut off, what if my house, whatever, what if this, that, and the third, just like some big boogeyman coming after you. You know what I'm saying? You're not walking in the confidence and courageousness you deserve, and you're doing yourself a big disservice. That's like really not fair to you. Like I couldn't imagine. And then it's like we don't retire till we're like 70. Could you imagine just doing shit that you hate until you're 70? I have no idea how my mother hasn't, they're not retired yet. It's my grandparents. And my grandparents, they don't do stuff that they hate. They don't. My nana doesn't even really work. She been chilling. Like I don't know. Like how are you guys families or like how are your families? Like, who do y'all look up to? Do y'all, because, like, I was always around my elders when I was a kid. So, like, all this 400 years ago, like, that's really, like, recent to me because I was raised by people that were born on plantations. Like, my aunt raised me. She was born a slave. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how are certain things for you guys? Like, who do y'all look up to? Who's giving y'all these introspections on how you carry yourself in your life? I'm curious because I don't know the way people have grown up around me, and when they try to like plug in that work 90 40 hour work week money, I think that's coming from a slave mindset because I look at the people that's telling me that, like, oh, y'all like y'all was raised by the slaves. Like, why would I take that up? Why would I take that advice, especially if it doesn't flow with what I think? Like, I think collectively speaking, we can all agree. We don't agree with the capitalism. We don't agree with the, this overconsumption of things, the overproduction of things. We want the earth to be good enough for us to eat on it, live on it, drink the water, breathe the air, hold hands with each other. I should be able to go in a store and feel safe. I should be able to send my children to school and feel safe and feel like they're getting adequate information and not, indoctrination, right? I think we all can agree that we collectively want these same basic things, these root chakra things. So if we want them, what is stopping us from collectively getting them aside from people not walking in their confidence and courageousness to achieve that? And why are you not? What is stopping you? Who's the boogeyman? Is it because you watch so many ET type movies where these random dudes come in tights with the black sunglasses and a black suit and tie, and they're coming and oh, they're gonna unalive us, like what's the boogeyman? And why do you think no energy is created or destroyed? So again, who's the boogeyman? There is no boogeyman. You are so powerful. Do you know how powerful you are? Do you know how old you are? To sit here and allow some like energy from centuries ago that's not even like nowhere near as old as you tell you what to do, and they're not even in their vessel anymore. You know what I'm saying? You're not even physically here to control my physical experience. How dare you think these ancient Roman laws apply to me? Like, if they were so great, then the ancient Roman people would still be here in that ancient Roman-y stuff. They wouldn't be hiding. They wouldn't be hiding, okay? I don't know. Who is your boogeyman? I am Cornholio. Okay, Beavis and Butthead. I fucks with it. Am I looking for a true partner? I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm in a mental space or a heart space to be looking for a true partner. Now, if someone comes my way, cool, but I'm not in a space to be looking right now. Look how people came together during the civil rights movement. Right, I don't know why I said COVID rights. Yes, the civil rights movement. People came together. Shit, when people was running through the Capitol building, they came together. I ain't gonna hold you. Peace to the people that was offended. I'm not trying to offend you with but I felt so good watching that. You wanna know why? Because it reminded me of things like the Boston Tea Party, or how like when before we had the federal government, we just had the states, and the states weren't afraid to say fuck you government. You know what I'm saying? They weren't afraid. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen people rushing through that building, that's what I thought of. Like, oh my God, the Americans are back. We don't give a fuck. We're not afraid of you. There's no boogeyman anymore. There's no, you know, and I know some people say it was staged or wasn't staged or whatever. I don't care. It was just the fact that it was aired on television. It happened, and cool, dope. Like, yo, we need more of that. Where are the rednecks at? Cause y'all the ones I want to sit with. Y'all don't give a fuck. Like, it's a certain energy that we should have about our government. I'm here for the anarchy. The government, we should know way more about the government officials, what y'all got going on than they know about us. And the fact that it's the other opposite way around is an issue. That is a corporation. They are here to provide us with a service. They provide us, in the service that they provide us with, they're not even good at it because they're so busy watching us. They're so busy doing shit that's not in their job description, that what's in their actual job description, they're incompetent at. And nobody's checking them because y'all are scared of them. Why are they your boogeyman? They're like 90 years old. They're out here getting heart transplants and sleeping on C-SPAN all day. You scared of these motherfuckers and the pieces of paper they write on? I'm not scared of no piece of paper, bro. You can't scare me with a piece of paper. That's like, was that Hawthorne, the scarlet letter A? Why does that letter A have so much power, bro? It's a letter. What the hell? I'm looking too. What's up? I don't know. My grandmother, who I looked up to, she's always positive. She's 80, but don't look like it. Yeah, my grandmama's like in her 70s. I have two grandmothers in her 70s. One of them, she owns, and this, both my grandmoms have taught me the power of the mindset, right? I have one grandmother who's very vibrant and young, and she don't take no shit, and she got guns, and she, da 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 da. Like, and then I have another grandmom that owns her sickness. Like, she's always talking about how sick she is, how weak her body is. I'm just hanging in there, da 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 da. And you could tell, like, these women are the same age. They're both Scorpios, and you just see the power of the words. Like, this one grandmama is driving around shooting, probably still getting locked up, living her best life. And this other grandmama is just like always in the house, sick, in the hospitals, da da da. And it's like, it's y'all mindset. It's how y'all choosing to live, how y'all choosing to treat yourself. And so, like, having this dynamic in my life and my experiences is like, very eye-opening for me. Like I said, I'm always watching. I'm always observing. I'm always trying to figure out why. Brooke Cottle, I love you. Oh, you guys talking to each other. I love that. If those were people of color that stormed the Capitol, they would have never made it on the grass. You think so? So you think that black people should be afraid, people of color should be afraid, we should be more afraid of the boogeyman? I don't really like it when I hear about black people being afraid. That bothers me because we're so powerful. We're so powerful. And I don't really care what race you are, what culture you are. Everybody brings something to the table, for real, for real. And it's like, why are we so scared? What are you scared of? No energy is created or destroyed. You are a god. Do you not believe that you're a god? Or are you so like you're a god up until it's time to do some human like till it's time to do some godly stuff? Then it's like no, we human. Like I don't understand. A doctor or a lawyer needs an education, qualifications, and insurance for their respective employment. Yet to run a country, you don't need any of that, and they're not held accountable for their. They're not exactly. So why don't you run? To and even not even just federal, because federal, is a whole different monster. Even getting into the state government or the city government, because that's what's really controlling your daily life. The federal government is just uniting all the states together. But at the end of the day, every state has its own constitution. Every state has its own set of UCC codes and laws and statutes, their own attorneys and generals and secretaries. Every state has their own. It's just the country, is under this umbrella of the United States, which is the bank. They're like the bankers. It's like getting a record deal. We got a record deal with the United States of America, right? And they provide the funding. But in order for us to receive the funding, whether it's through education, the roadways, religion, whatever, the branches they have in their cabinet, in order for us to receive their funding or their resources, we have to abide by their statutes. That's all that is. But our statutes still overpower the federal government statutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I work in the education system. So I'll give you an example. Every state has their own curriculum, how they do things, right? However, if we want to receive federal funding, we now have to go abide by the core curriculum that is, you know what I'm saying, in order to keep receiving that it's coming from the country. Okay? So, or, the federal level, the fed is a corporation, and that's what they do. They're the banking. They provide the money to do the things. Now, if we denounce their money, if every state had their own currency and we just did, currency trade in between the states or whatever, we wouldn't fuck the Fed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a corporation. That's what I was saying. And, they provide a service for us. They unite us. They provide international communication. That's why when they go on stage, they're more so concerned with international communication. Now, in order to have our participation, they have to pander to us and say they're going to do a bunch of shit that is not in their power to do. It's the state, it's the county, it's the city, it's the municipal, that it's the wards and the districts. If you want to run for something, if you want to be involved in politics, those are the politics to be in. If you want to create like interpersonal change in your actual community, like I said, federal is just the corporation, the bank. They provide the services to unite us and help us with international communications. And that is the mindset behind nationalizing yourself and becoming a state national. So now you're denouncing the feds. I don't work with the feds anymore. I don't even use y'all. I don't use y'all currency. It's credit system over here or whatever. So now you're denouncing the federal government, and now you're just going to work with the state. You know what I'm saying? You're being a state national. You're privatizing yourself. Does that make sense? Show us what the EBT card do. Well, hopefully it still buy food. Hopefully that's what it do. They should ban TikTok, Temu, and OnlyFans. Why you think that? I like TikTok because it's international communication. I don't mind it. It ain't no different than us sitting on this Google-based platform and we're being monitored up here. Or I can't stand Meta, but being monitored up there. So let me give y'all collective reading so I can see y'all out. So overall, we're focusing on our moon, our introspective, and our Pluto, our space of business, transformation. And then I mentioned Cali. I was over here shuffling cards. I said Cali way before I pulled this card, y'all. But this is like that Lilith and Libra energy. It's like, I'm doing the things for the good, but I'm fucking shit up. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the menstrual cycle. Like, this is for the good. It's to clean you, but I'm fucking shit up. Okay, so metamorphosis is big here. Paul de Arco is the herb, the number 7, which is that balance, harmony, law, justice, truth, and righteousness. Again, transformation and empowerment to your third eye. Home and family is definitely big here too. We pulled the world card. So this is coming to that mindset of you guys are giving power to too much human shit. You're giving power to too much man-made stuff It's not serving you, obviously, because if it was serving you, you guys would be way more proactive and less fearful. So it's time to start connecting yourself with the universe, the universal laws. You know what I'm saying? We got the reverse Ace of Wands. Again, connecting to this, energy. It's time for a transformation in this energy right here. It's time for y'all to stand in y'all power. It's not too much standing in your power going on here. Yeah, we be chatting and stuff like that, but what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? People can make space to sit here and troll me all night long. That's cool. Are you guys going to go and into your communities and build and make things better? Are you guys creating the utopia? What are you guys manifesting for the energy of the 9? That's what for real. And this is Yesod. This is the 9, the divine womb. What are you guys manifesting? What are you giving birth to? This is the moon in alignment with Sagittarius. So that expansion and abundance, optimism. What can hurt you? Nothing. No energy is created or destroyed. So what the fuck are we scared of? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Who is your authority? Why are you giving stuff outside of yourself authority? I don't understand. Throw chakra on vanity. Because when we learned about like the ancient Greek and Roman mythology stories, the one of the words was hubris. That's one of my favorite words ever since like elementary school when we were reading about them, right? And hubris, it seems like even in the movies when you see the drug dealers and stuff like that, it's always their hubris that gets in the way. They go so long without getting caught that they get real dumb because they think they're getting smarter, but they're getting lazy and they're getting messy, right? And so there's a sense of vanity happening with the boogeyman. Okay? That boogeyman you created in their head, they're getting lazy and messy. I haven't watched the news in years, right? During the inauguration, it's all over the TV. I have no choice. So I'm watching MSNBC and I'm listening to how they talk. I'm listening to the tone and stuff. And I'm like, this shit really works on people? Like, these people up here chatting like this? Like, it's like, in my mind, how I grew up, news was supposed to be informative. That's a certain style of writing, informative, not persuasive. Why are you speaking to me in a persuasive tone on an informative platform? That doesn't make sense to me. And I'm like, this works on people? And then I'm like paying attention to how everybody presents themselves on these platforms. Like, my apologies if I come off as persuasive, but I'm here to empower you. I'm here to assist you in having a mind of your own. I'm here to assist you to be your own fucking authority and stop giving authority to this man-made bullshit that puts y'all in a space of depression and suppression and oppression. Because what the hell? We are all gods. We're all gods. Even the boogeyman is a god. If you're just as much as a god as the fucking boogeyman, why are you so busy watching him? Like, the Illuminati, the 1%, the rituals. That means that you can do the rituals too. It's 1% of people that have all this power. Why the fuck can't you do it? If anything, be inspired. If that little bit of people of dumbasses can do that, then look at what the fuck I can do. Because I'm actually intelligent. I'm actually in tune. I'm actually powerful. These people are dumb. Be inspired, not scared. What the hell? I can't stand a scary ass nigga. 11, mature man. Mastery is key. Mastering yourself. You are a god. Act like it. I don't understand why I don't want to act like it. Y'all want to talk like it. You want to have all these god-like names on your avatar and we the deities and the Orishas and I'm this and I'm that. Act like it. Because I'm not fucking convinced. Because as soon as it's time to really do something in the physical, we get shook. Nah, you a god, bro. Do some godly like shit. What are we doing? What are you doing? I really want y'all to work on that. Who is y'all giving authority to? Because a lot of y'all be chatting like y'all giving yourselves authority until it's time to do some real shit. Then it's like, oh, the laws, the order, the government, the social media, the military. Ain't nobody worried about your ass. They too busy being empowered. So why the fuck aren't you empowered? What are you doing? But that's my reading for y'all. My cosmic nobodies. Hopefully I invoke some shit in y'all while Mars is reversing back in Gemini and y'all align with y'all tribe and get motivated. And it's fun there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let y'all go on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook. YouTube. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Share. Tell y'all friends about me. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Oh, and I got it on 11/11. You guys are great. All right, TikTok. I'm going to see y'all later too.